Good morning. I'm Lindsay Draft, the CEO of the Forward Party, and I'm thrilled to be here this morning with our 2023 candidate for Allegheny County Executive, Joe Rockey.
Hello.
And the newest Republican Forward member of the Pennsylvania State Legislature, Representative Valerie Gaydos. Representative Gaydos has a long history of fighting for a more efficient and transformative government and to make representatives more accountable to their constituents. She's a key member of the business community here in Pennsylvania. She embodies entrepreneurship, something that we prioritize in our elected officials, and her history of working towards bipartisan, common ground solutions to the problems facing her community means we could not be more proud that she is signing our pledge and has accepted the endorsement of the Forward Party.
Woo!
Thank you. And here's a pen for you to sign your pledge today.
Go. Well, thank you, Lindsay. It's an absolute pleasure for me to be here, and it's an honor to have you come here to witness and do this pledge with me. Because I'll tell you, I am truly grateful to be identified by the Forward Party as somebody who works across party lines, works for people, and works for people, not just politics. So first, I really want to point out here that I'm particularly grateful to receive this endorsement today, right in the very town where I was born. I was born right up here on Winding Road, and so my story actually literally began right here, literally right here. So in fact, here is where my dad once served as a president of Leedsdale Borough Council. He also served as a member of Quaker Valley School Board. He was instrumental in creating this park several years ago. So it's the Edward Henley Park, and it was built to really serve the community. This park is a wonderful family experience for all ages, and I commend the current council for continuing that legacy. So thank you. When I first heard of the Forward Party, I was intrigued by Governor Whitman and Andrew Yang, Democrat and Republican, a Republican and a Democrat, to form an organization to bring together conservatives, moderates, and progressives, Republicans, independents, Democrats, and even libertarians. And it focused to oppose extremism everywhere. I appreciate their push for all elected officials to be more accountable to the voters, to focus on solutions, not partisan fighting, and to reduce toxicity in government. But most of all, to work collaboratively. This appealed to my own approach to governance, which is to work with whomever will help me solve problems for the benefit of my constituents, and it's regardless of party affiliation. Because good ideas come from a lot of different places, from the right, from the center, and from the left, or even completely new directions. I really appreciate this group for giving it a try, because the current setup is not working very well. I hear it over and over again that people identify a lot of things that are wrong in our government today. Things are simply not working. So doing the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity. Throwing more money at things is not fixing them. And we see that every day in Harrisburg. As I always say, more government is not an answer to bad government. Thus, we must seek fresh approaches to giving the power back to the people, to rise above the social culture wars that only seek to divide us and distract us from the real menace of inflationary government policies. To me, the Forward movement is simply efforts to bring back common sense and to put it in the forefront of driving solutions and delivering results. Delivering those results for our family and our communities. These are the very values that I project. These are the values that the Forward Party is projecting. So espousing those common sense values, what has it done? It's actually enabled me to bring almost $85 million back to the community. That's a record amount. And that's back to the community for infrastructure projects. And those are your tax dollars being put to work. So look, I am not a career politician. I'm simply someone who has had a robust career in an entrepreneurial business prior to becoming a legislator. I worked with innovative startup companies, and I was successful because of one thing. I focused on serving the customer. So now, as an elected official, that customer is you. It's our community. So I am all about fresh ideas. about innovation. Just as our nation was founded on new approaches to solving old world problems, I am here. America is often referred to as the Great Experiment. Why? Because of the unique and pioneering nature of its founding principles of democracy and republicanism, where the Constitution and the Bill of Rights established a government based on the rule of law, individual liberties, and the separation of powers. Those were groundbreaking at the time. So I applaud the Forward Party for continuing in that spirit, in the spirit of our founding fathers, for welcoming new ideas on how to get back to those principles of freedom. You've also heard the phrase, united we stand, divided we fall. A phrase often used to mean that common ground is fundamental to achieving strengths and successes, while division and discord can lead to weakness and failure. So when people come together and work as a team on common ground, they are more likely to succeed. And I have serious real-world examples of bringing together what perhaps may be unlikely partners to deliver the results. I've worked with County Executive Sarah Namorado when she was in the legislature. While we may not agree on all party positions, legislation that we got passed was to restore dental coverage to Medicaid. It passed the House and is being considered as part of the budget. Representative Jessica Benham, another legislator in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, who we don't share all ideas, but we did share that legislation to lower prescription drug costs, and that actually just passed the Health Committee and is headed to the House floor. I worked with Representative Emily Kincaid, also in the State House, legislation to create landslide insurance fund, which is now scheduled to be voted tomorrow in the Environmental Resources Committee. There are other bold initiatives that I've put forth, reducing the size of the legislature, reducing inheritance tax, helping more businesses succeed. But let me be clear, this endorsement and my affiliation with Forward is in no way commit me to agree to everything that the Forward Party puts on its agenda, or even all the candidates that they endorse. But it does commit me to listen, to explore, to discuss, and to debate, and to work for the people, not politics. It focuses on fighting extremism, to be a problem solver, to inform, not incite, to have respect for the rule of law in the U.S. Constitution, to use data and science to drive collaborative solutions, to work collaboratively to craft long-term solutions for our community's most pressing problems, to build from the bottom up, not the top down, and to act with ethics and integrity and civility. These are my values, and these are all about the values of the Forward Party. Life has enough burdens, and government shouldn't be one of them. So as your representative, I can tell you that I pledge, and I always have pledged, to continue fighting for fiscal responsibility, government transparency, educational initiative that prepare students for the future, and economic policies to strengthen Pennsylvania's business climate. I also pledge to protect and preserve our personal rights and individual freedoms as guaranteed under the Constitution. And I will work with anyone and everyone who will help me achieve these goals. So thank you, and I appreciate the Forward Party for working with me and signing this pledge. So thank you very much. So I'd like to ask my friend Joe Rocky to say a few words. Joe, you signed the pledge as well, and I appreciate all the work you've done to try to bring people together, and I look forward to working with you going forward.
Thank you, Valerie. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I want to start by thanking the Forward Party, Lindsay, for supporting me last year in my run for county executive, and I'd like to thank all of you out there who supported it as well. Those who are looking, like I am, for representation that supports everyone, that is not ideologically based, that is not going to Harrisburg and listening to what someone else tells them to do. You just heard from Valerie. She brought $85 million to her district. She's working on prescription drug improvements for everyone. She's working on dental care for everyone. She's working on landslide improvements for everyone. She's going to Harrisburg focused on making her own mind up. She is bringing her own point of view. She is an intelligent woman who is focused on the constituents of the 44th District. She isn't going to Harrisburg to have someone else tell her how to vote, to only vote for certain things that matter only to that particular group of people. She's going to represent everyone. The Forward Party is about the middle. It is about bringing common sense back to government. Valerie brings common sense to government. She brings an intellectual curiosity that allows her to look at every issue through the lens of, as she just said, the consumer. And the consumer in government are the people of the district. So Valerie is leading from the front. She is bringing to the district a leader who represents all of you, regardless of whether you're in the middle, you're on the far left, or the far right. She is going to, as she just said, use data, use facts to understand what the right thing to do is for her district and for you as the individuals in her district. She is an incredibly valuable resource in Harrisburg for you, and I focus you to bring her back and give her another opportunity to continue to represent you, to continue to bring her experience, her business experience and her political experience, her common sense and her willingness to work across the aisle for your benefit. That is what the Forward Party is about. It's about local areas focused on the people in those areas, making the right decisions for those individuals. That's why the Forward Party exists. It's for us to work together and not to work from extremes. It's to move away from ideology and move to the future of what's best for everyone in the district. And that is what Valerie is going to do for you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Joe.
Great.
Oh, you didn't want to do like that concludes. Okay.
No, that's good.
I think